Lucy then runs in the room and tells Desmond he has to leave. Desmond has many questions but goes along with it anyway. Lucy makes Desmond get in the Animus and relive memories not of Altair, but of Ezio Auditore da Firenze. You see Ezio be born.
Get in.
What's with the blood? Are you okay?
Look, we have maybe 10 minutes, maybe, before they figure out what I've done. If we're not out of here and on the road before then...
Wait, we're leaving?
Desmond, I promise I'll answer all of your questions later. But right now, I need you to just shut up and do what I say. So please, get in the Animus.
All right.
Spingi! Spingi! Di nuovo! Sì, sì, brava! It is a boy. And what shall we call him, my love?
Ezio. Ezio Auditore da Firenze.
Desmond and Lucy have to escape, so they run through the door that you could never run through in Assassin's Creed 1, and Desmond has something to say about the decorations that Abstergo have.
Abstergo's got some fucked up interior decorators.
Then Lucy shows off her epic fighting skills and reveals that she is truly an assassin. They have to get over the other side of this giant room with loads of animi, which is the plural of animus. Once they reach the door on the other side of the room, Lucy swipes a card, which doesn't work because the door is on a separate system and she doesn't have the code. Desmond uses Eagle Vision to see the code on the keypad, which is 2374. They run into the parking lot, beat up a few Abstergo guards, then Desmond gets in the back of a car and Lucy drives away.
Man.
We're almost there.
When he gets out of the car, he's in a warehouse, and Lucy tells him about the Assassins and Templars, and that the Templars are winning, and every day, more of the Assassins are getting killed. Once they reach the top of the building at this giant ramp, Lucy asks Desmond if he's in. He says yes, and Lucy is shocked, and Desmond is like, I thought you'd be happy about this. After that little conversation, they enter a room with two people, Sean Hastings and Rebecca Crane. Two people Lucy hadn't seen for 7 years. Can you believe it?
Look, there's more to it than that, but it'll have to wait. Trust me, okay?
All right, I'm in. Tell me what you need.
Really? You're sure?
I thought you'd be happy about this.
Sorry, I'm just a little surprised. I spent the whole ride over here figuring out how I was gonna convince you to do this.
Save it. After what those Templar bastards put me through, I'm ready, willing, and able.
Thank you.
Lucy! You made it! God, it's been so long. 7 years, can you believe it?
Indeed. Welcome back. Ah, so this must be the infamous Subject 17. Desmond Miles, was it?
Who are you?
I'm sorry, where are my manners? I'm Sean Hastings. This is Rebecca Crane.
Nice to meet you, Desmond.
Right, well, it's been lovely chatting, but if you don't mind, Desmond, it's best we get straight to work. Time is precious. Doubly so these days.
We've got everything set up and ready, Lucy. Just say the word and we'll get going.
Here, I brought you something. A parting gift from Abstergo.
Whoa! The memory core! This is amazing. With their data, things are gonna go a lot faster. I'll get to work on merging the code.
After that, Desmond talks to like Rebecca, Sean, and Lucy, and then enters the Animus, and we begin the trilogy of Ezio Auditore.
Oh, what are you, a tiny child?
Sean!
Well...
Here we go.
Ezio then gets into a fight with Vieri de Pazzi, and you know, boys will be boys.
Insieme per la vittoria! Insieme! Silenzio, my friends! Silenzio! Grazie. Do you know what brings us here tonight? Honor. Viere de Pazzi slanders my family's name and forces his own miseries upon us. If we...
Enough of your nonsense, Grullo!
Buonasera, Viera. We were just talking about you. I'm surprised to see you here. I thought the Pazzi hired others to do their dirty work.
It's your family that cries for guards when there's trouble, Cottardo. Afraid to handle things yourself?
Your sister seemed quite satisfied with the handling I gave her earlier.
Uccidetelo!
Ezio's brother Federico steps in. Vieri cowers away and Ezio goes to follow, but his brother stops him and points at the cut on his lip.
Fall back!
Hold on.
What? We've almost won this.
Your lip.
Just a scratch.
Let the doctor decide.
It's not necessary. Besides, I've no money for this doctor of yours.
Wasted it on women and wine, huh?
I'd hardly call it wasted. Lend me some florins then. Or have you done the same?
Search them. There's bound to be something in their pockets.
It's nothing, really.
You must help him. That pretty face is his only asset.
Fottiti.
Then they have to head to the doctors to get it fixed. Then they have a friendly race to the top of a church, and the best intro to a game ever.
On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Baby brother still has much to learn.
I almost feel bad about this. Oh, no shame in failure, brother.
Come on then, this way.
Where are you going?
You'll see. It is a good life we lead, brother.
The best. May it never change.
And may it never change us.
After the intro, Ezio sees the light from Cristina Vespuccio's house, and he heads down to see her. She opens the window and lets him in. I think you can see where this is going.
Oh, Ezio.
Cristina! Cristina!
After they do their stuff, Christina's dad walks in, and well, you can imagine what his reaction is. Well, actually you can't. He tells guards to cut off Ezio's head. He runs away and escapes. Then Ezio goes to see his father.
Good morning, Father.
Come with me.
Is something wrong?
After, he does a job for him when he must deliver a letter to Lorenzo de' Medici, but he's out of town. Afterwards, he does jobs for his mother, younger brother, sister... well, it's Petruchio, but he looks like a girl. First off, with his mother. Ezio accompanies her to Leonardo da Vinci's office, where she must go to collect a painting, and has a nice talk with Ezio. After that, they head home with the paintings. Now for his sister Claudia. She tells Ezio that her boyfriend Duccio has been cheating on her, and Ezio is having none of it, and decides to settle it with fists by beating the shit out of Duccio. You head back and do the final job for your younger brother Petruchio, who asks you to get feathers, and you have to collect all these feathers. After doing that, there is one job left from Giovanni Auditore, your father, You have to deliver a message, collect a message, and go to a pigeon coop not too far from his house. When you return home, Ezio finds out something terrible has happened. His father and brothers have been taken to the Palazzo della Signoria, to prison.
Thank God.
What happened? Where is everyone?
They took your father and brothers to the Palazzo della Signoria, to prison.
Ezio immediately goes to the palazzo to see his father Giovanni. He tells him there is a secret room in his office. There'll be a chest. Ezio needs to take everything he finds inside. Much of it may seem strange, but all of it is important. Ezio heads home and uses eagle vision to detect the secret door and find the chest.
To bring this to Messer Roberto.
He takes an assassin robe, sword, broken hidden blade and a codex page for the blade, and a letter for Uberto Alberti. He heads straight to Uberto and gives him the letter. Uberto tells him that his father and brothers will be released in the
I'll
morning.
clear everything up.
How?
The documents you've given me contain evidence of a conspiracy against your family and against the city. I'll present these papers at their hearing in the morning, and they'll be released.
Thank you, Signore.
Of course, my child. Do you need a place to stay? You're more than welcome here.
No, grazie. I'll meet you at the piazza.
Don't worry, Ezio. Everything is going to be fine.
In the morning, Ezio heads for the piazza and sees his father and brothers with a noose around their neck. So basically, Uberto has betrayed him. I think you know what he's got coming for him. And they're ready to be hung. He tries to get closer. Uberto sentences them to death. Ezio screams at Uberto. After this, Ezio runs and keeps running till he escapes. This is where the memory sequence ends.
Delivered to you last night. I'm afraid I know nothing of these documents.
He's lying! Need to get closer.
In the absence of any compelling evidence to the contrary, I am bound to pronounce you guilty. You and your collaborators are hereby sentenced to death.
You are the traitor, Roberto, and one of them. You may take our lives this day, but we will have yours in return, I swear! We will!
Father!
There! Grab the boy! He's one of them!
I'll kill you for what you've done!
Guards! Arrest him!
Abatete.
Better run, boy. And fast.
Annetta the housekeeper comes over to Ezio and tells him to meet her at her sister's house, just north of the Duomo. When he arrives, he sees that it's a brothel. He talks to Paola, the one that owns the brothel, about Uberto, and says he's going to kill him. Paola then says she will train him to survive, which involves blending, stealing. After that, you must head over to Leonardo da Vinci to get the hidden blade fixed. Leonardo says there's nothing that he can do without the original designs, but then discovers them inside of the bracer. He reads them and fixes the blade, while Ezio sleeps in a chair to the side of him. Once the blade is complete, and he plays a little trick on Ezio, and says the blade needs a sacrifice. Once that's over, Leo gets a knock on his door from a guard, who then beats him to the ground. Ezio obviously has to kill this guard with his newfound blade.
Grazie, Ezio. Sorry about that.
I've grown accustomed to their abuses.
What of the body?
Bring it inside and put it with the others.
Others?
Afterwards, Ezio heads back to Paola to kill Uberto Alberti. Paola's girls have told her that Uberto is at Santa Croce Cloister, where he's attending an exhibition of Verrocchio's latest work. It is there that Ezio stabbed him repeatedly in the chest, and then quickly escaped back to Paola, where he is then told to remove his notoriety by tearing down posters, killing officials, and bribing the heralds. After he completes these tasks, he goes back to Paola to retrieve his family and head off for his uncle Mario's villa in Monteriggioni.
The Auditori are not dead! I'm still here! Me! Ezio! Ezio Auditore!
Buongiorno, Ezio. How could you leave Firenze without saying a proper goodbye?
Ezio!
What do you want, Vieri?
When he arrived, he was greeted by none other than Vieri de Pazzi, his arch-nemesis, Sora. After Mario reveals himself and wards off Vieri, he greets Ezio with every plumber's favourite phrase.
It's me, Mario!
Uncle Mario?
After this, Ezio is headed to the Casa Dolce Casa, home sweet home. Again, sorta. This is a run-down villa which looks like something from 1450 in England. When Mario finds out that Ezio knows nothing about his father being an assassin, he tells Ezio to go and buy some equipment in the shops. After buying some weapons and armor and some medicine, he returns to Mario, who says that he will begin training Ezio. Ezio says no, we must move to Spain, but Mario urges him to at least have the skills and knowledge ready to defend himself if his enemies come looking. Ezio agrees and the training continues. Ezio comes to learn his father truly was an assassin, but still refuses to join Mario. Mario then rage quits and runs to Tuscany to slay that snake Vieri.
And if they find me, I will.
You want to leave, Ezio? To throw away everything your father fought and died for? To deny your heritage? Fine! Come vuoi. Arrivederci e buona fortuna.
Uncle, wait! Why is he so upset?
How can he not be? Vieri's been harassing us ever since you first arrived. To be expected, I suppose, given his heritage.
Ezio decides to join them and heads over to where Ezio's journey really begins as an assassin. When he gets to Tuscany, he's given throwing knives by Mario, and then uses them to dispatch the archers on the roofs that lets the mercenaries in the gates down below. He then heads to help Mario in like a little piazza area thing out in front of a church. Mario tells him to leave and go and kill Vieri. Ezio does as Mario says and heads to the top of a building and fights Vieri by two guards assisting him, but they're no match for Ezio. After he kills Vieri, he gets pretty damn mad and starts shouting at a dead body, and Mario tells him to show respect. He can also get a codex page from Vieri.
What are you and your allies planning? Is this what my father discovered? Is this why he was killed?
I'm sorry. Were you hoping for a confession?
Pezzo di merda! Vorrei solo che avessi sofferto di più! Hai avuto la fine che meritavi! Spero che
Enough, Ezio! Show some respect.
Respect? After all that's happened, do you think he would have shown either of us such kindness?
You are not Vieri. Do not become him. Che la morte ti dia le pace che cercavi. Requiesca in pace. Take this. Read it when you have the time. Our work here is finished. Let us return to the villa.
Back to Ezio, he is talking with Mario and the other mercenaries about celebrating. Mario takes Ezio away to tell him about Rodrigo Borgia, referred to as the Spaniard. He is the main one responsible for the death of Ezio's family. Looks like Ezio has a new nemesis. He also shows him the sanctuary, which he must find 6 keys to unlock the Altair's armor behind this barrier.
It was built by my great-grandfather to honor the memory of the Assassin Order and protect its secrets. Look around. These are the assassins who guarded the freedom of humanity when it was most threatened. And this is the armor of Altair. Little is known about Altair's life, but his armor is light and very strong. I'd give it to you, but I don't know how to retrieve it. My great-grandfather told me it would remain locked away until all its protectors were made whole. I heard rumors of crypts located throughout Italia, hidden tombs filled with treasure, where these six were moved centuries ago. Maybe they have something to do with it. In my younger days, I sought the six myself, with no success. Perhaps you will have better luck.
In order to achieve perfect synchronization with Ezio, you have to get that armor.
After Ezio heads back to Firenze, he tries to find Francesco de Pazzi. When he arrives, he gives Leonardo the Codex page, which is for a double hidden blade. After that, he asks Leonardo where he might find La Volpe, the fox. Ezio then heads to the market, where his money is then stolen by a thief. Ezio catches the thief, and La Volpe comes out from the building and gives him his money back. La Volpe tells Ezio that Francesco is having a secret meeting with the rest of the Pazzi conspirators, and that it is where Ezio must go. He follows La Volpe to the secret entrance on a wall, where he enters, navigating the ruins of the cavern, which is an old tomb of the assassins, to eavesdrop on the place where the meeting is taking place. He hears that they are planning to murder Lorenzo and his brother Giuliano right in the middle of the church tomorrow. As he heads on, he also finds one of the 6 keys, and I'll tell you when he gets another one. I won't go into detail, but you know, I'll just mention. In the morning, Ezio heads to the Duomo to blend with the crowd and stop this madness. He sees Francesco and all the other Pazzi conspirators. They all attack, and Ezio must stop this. They all flee apart from Francesco, who Ezio manages to ward away. He then escorts Lorenzo back to his palazzo, and when they get back, Ezio heads off to kill Francesco. He climbs the Palazzo della Signoria and confronts Francesco, who somehow manages to do a leap of faith into a haystack when all he does is like drop off the side of the building. Somehow he travels like 3 meters. You chase him down and assassinate him. The sequence ends, and you can also obtain another one of the 6 keys to open the sanctuary doors.
Now Firenze will judge you for what you've done.
It's over. It's all over.
Meglio essere felici in questa vita che aspirare a esserlo nella prossima. Requiescat in pace.
When we return to Ezio, he's on the Ponte Vecchio, the bridge in Florence, with Lorenzo de' Medici, who gives him a story about how he was saved by Ezio's dad, and that's what started the friendship between the two families. He also gives him a codex page and the name of the Pazzi conspirators. Ezio then heads off to Leonardo to get the codex page deciphered. It's for delivering poison using the hidden blade.
Surely involved in the plot against my family as well. Give me their names.
Antonio Maffei, Archbishop Francesco Salviati, Stefano da Bagnone, and Bernardo Baroncelli.
Bene, Leonardo. Just do what you need to do.
All done. I filled your blade with a bit of poison to start with. Should you run out, just visit a doctor.
He then heads off to Monteriggioni to speak with Mario about killing Jacopo de Pazzi. When he speaks with Mario, he tells Ezio that he will never find Jacopo, none of his men could. But Ezio has the upper hand. He has the name of all of his co-conspirators. One of them will talk before he dies. He heads to Tuscany to kill Antonio Maffei, Francesco Salviati, Stefano de Bagnagne, and Bernardo Baroncelli. Once he kills all of them in various elaborate ways, he then heads to follow Jacopo to the secret meeting at midnight, where he sees people including the Spaniard.
Doesn't look like one.
I'm sorry, Maestro. I did all I could, but the assassin proved too strong.
Clearly. Else the others would be here with you. To say nothing of the fact that Firenze remains in Medici hands.
It's Francesco's fault. His impatience made him reckless. I tried to be the voice of reason.
More like the voice of cowardice.
You're one to talk, Signor Barbarigo. Had you sent us quality weapons instead of this garbage you Venetians call armament?
We put our faith in your family, and you repay us with inaction and incompetence? Then when asked to account for your failures, you make excuses and insult us? How do you expect me to respond?
I don't know.
It's all right. I do.
Ezio is then grabbed and taken to Rodrigo, who has stabbed Jacopo through the neck for not killing Ezio. Ezio breaks out of the guards and then finishes Jacopo. You can also obtain the third key in this sequence.
So sorry to have claimed your prize, assassin. Did you honestly think I wouldn't expect you to follow? That I didn't plan for it? We've been at this a lot longer than you. Kill him.
I know you're only doing as you're told. So if you release me, I will spare your lives.
Ha! Listen to this! Ah!
Vai, amico. Libero da fardelli e paure. Requiesca di pace.
When we return to Ezio, he is in Firenze, talking with Lorenzo, who gives him a cape, so he doesn't get notoriety in Florence, Tuscany, or anywhere else in that sort of area. He then heads over to find Leonardo, but finds out that he has left for Venezia, so heads to the mountains to see if he can't catch him up. When Ezio reaches the mountains, he sees Leonardo fixing his cart. He heads over to help Leonardo and asks if he could lift the truck. Ezio lifts the truck and sees that there is a giant bat inside. Leonardo explains that he thinks he may have found out a way to make a man fly. Ezio laughs and they both get in the cart.
What is this thing?
Eh?
It looks like a giant bat.
Oh, nothing. Just an idea I've been working on. I could not leave it behind.
What is it for?
Well, I shouldn't really talk about it. Al diavolo, I can't hold it in anymore. Ezio, I think I figured out how to make a man fly.
Come on, I'll drive.
But I haven't even told you where I'm going.
When they're driving, they get attacked by the Borgia. Leonardo hides inside and Ezio steers the cart away from the enemies and dangerous fire arrows. They both then enter Forli. In Forli, Ezio talks with Leonardo and the boat captain says that he has no pass, so he can't get on the boat. Ezio tries to find a way and hears cries from a woman, and he goes to rescue her, and finds out she is Caterina Sforza, the Countessa of Forli, and she shows him a way to get on the boat. Leonardo then explains to Ezio who she is. Also, you can get another key in the sequence.
I'm all ears.
Yes, Signora. Whatever you say, Signora.
He won't trouble you anymore. I took care of it.
Thank you, Caterina.
Perhaps we'll see each other again. Should you ever find yourself in the city of Forli, it would be my pleasure to welcome you.
I look forward to enjoying your hospitality.
Please accept my most humble apologies, Messere. Had I known.
It's quite all right, my friend.
Be careful, Ezio. Do you know who that was?
My next conquest.
I don't think so, Ezio. That's Caterina Sforza, daughter of the Duca di Milano. Her husband is...
Husband?
Si, her husband is the Lord of Forli. That woman is as powerful and dangerous as she is young and beautiful.
Sempre come una donna per me.
Desmond then comes out of the Animus, and Lucy says he's making amazing progress. He has to test what he has managed to retain. When he arrives downstairs, Lucy tells him to use his newfound skills to reach the different defense systems' activation buttons. He climbs the different structures and reaches the buttons, although he has hallucinations of Altair's memories bleeding through his own. After, he heads back up to the hall with Lucy, and as he passes, he sees Maria Thorpe from the first Assassin's Creed running. He then, without the use of the Animus, steps into the shoes of Altair.
What the hell? What is this? Where am I? It's Acre. That must be his target. I must have passed out. Just having some kind of weird dream. Going without sleep for who knows how long. Guess I shouldn't be surprised.
Once again, Altair follows Maria up to the top of the tower, and then Maria takes down her hood. Desmond is shocked and wonders what Altair wants with her. They then begin to kiss.
Whoa, alright, wasn't expecting that. Wait a second. Why aren't I following Altair? I'm stuck here with Maria? Oh, shit. That must mean... this is one weird dream.
Then, with that, Desmond wakes up and talks with Lucy, Rebecca and Sean for a bit, and then gets back in the Animus.
Alright. I'll let you get ready. See you in a few.
Ah, good of you to join us.
Sorry, long night.
What a professional approach.
Leave him alone.
Well, you'll forgive me if I want to get some actual work done. Madness, isn't it?
Sean, please, that's enough.
All right.
We rejoin Ezio in La Bella Venezia with Leonardo as they take a tour with the tour guide. First he takes them to the Rialto Bridge, then onto the fish market where a man's stall is being destroyed by guards, then a store where Leonardo asks Ezio to buy him a little figure of a man, but as he asks, a few thieves run past and steal Ezio's money. After this they head to Emilio's palazzo. After that, to Leonardo's new office room. After Ezio and Leonardo part, Ezio tries to gain an audience with Emilio Barbarigo, but he finds that the walls are too high. Out of nowhere, Rosa, one of the thieves that stole Ezio's money, runs past and climbs the walls with ease. She gets her leg shot with an arrow. She then falls to the ground. Ezio tries to save her and asks her name, which is Rosa. They have to escape, but she becomes too weak and Ezio has to carry her. He takes her to Ugo, or Ugo, depending on which way you want to pronounce it, and puts her into the boat. Ezio then escorts the thieves to the hideout, where Ezio then helps patch up Rosa's wound.
Oma, I've sent for help.
Thank you.
Rosa, what's happened?
Just get this out of me.
Soon. Let's have a look first. Clean entry and exit through the thigh. That's good.
Get it out!
Rosa, we must take care not...
Now!
Come vuoi. Tenetela. I'm sorry, Piccola.
Sorry! Ficcatelo nel culo, you're sorry!
Go fetch Bianca and be quick. Help me with this.
How?
Take a clean piece of linen. When I remove my hand, press the cloth into her wound. Are you ready? Now! Ben Falco, you work well under pressure. She's spirited, this one.
Porca puttana!
Avanti! Get Rosa inside so that Bianca can close the wound. You'll be all right. The worst is past.
Ti venissi cancero, brutto bastardo! A te e a che la grandissima troia di tua madre!
Thank you. Rosa is most dear to me. If I had lost her...
I've always had a soft spot for women in distress.
So I've heard. Don't look so surprised. We know all about you, Ser Ezio. Your work in Florence and the rest of Tuscany. Good work, too. If a little unrefined.
Then you know why I'm in Venezia.
I can guess. When you have a minute, come see me in my office. There's something we should discuss.
And then talks to the head of the Thieves Guild in Venezia, Antonio. When he speaks to him, he says that he is trying to stop Emilio, and that Ezio could help by completing simple tasks. First, Ezio talks with Rosa, and learns how to climb like her. She teaches him the grab leap, which is to reach higher ledges while climbing. After that, she tells him to go on a real building and try it, which he does with ease. Then he heads for Ugo, for a mission to go and rescue 3 sets of thieves, which are trapped around the city, which in my opinion is one of the most tedious missions in the game. After that, he regroups with Ugo, Rosa and Antonio, and then are set to dispatch the archers. Once done, the thieves take their place on the rooftops, and Ezio sneaks into the palazzo and sees Emilio speaking with a man named Carlo.
The way to the palazzo is clear now.
But not the building itself. Emilio's guards still patrol its border.
Use my men. They can distract the guards. Save you from having to fight.
And when it comes time to storm the place, remember what I've taught you.
Seek out, Ezio. We await word of your success.
Do not be afraid.
I feel no fear, assassin. Only regret. I sought unity, stability, order.
At too great a cost.
Progress demands sacrifice.
Non trova alcuna gioia in questo, ma non c'è altro modo. Requiescat in pace.
He then takes out Emilio, and then the thieves descend to remove the guards. And Ezio asks who the man speaking with Emilio was, and Antonio tells him it's Carlo Grimaldi.
Emilio was meeting with a man named Carlo. He looked to be a government official. Do you know him?
Carlo Grimaldi. He sits on the Council of 10. Why do you ask? What are you up to?
I have a meeting to attend.
When we return to Ezio, he's speaking with Antonio to see if they can find any way into the Palazzo Ducale, which is Carlo Grimaldi's palazzo. Antonio says there is only one way in, which is for birds, which sparks an idea for Ezio. He heads straight to Leonardo da Vinci, a friend, where he asks if there's a way for him to get the flying machine, and says it needs to be tested, which Ezio obviously does. He flies over the Venice rooftops, but can't go very far and crashes. Leonardo is very excited that it actually worked, but doesn't realise that Ezio needs to get all the way to the palazzo. He then sends Ezio to light several fires around Venice, leading a path to the palazzo, which he does. He kills 4 guards at different locations, and then he sets the thieves to set the fires. When the fires are set, he heads to Leonardo to get the flying machine. When flying, he heads over to the palazzo, swerving in and out of the way of fire arrows, and using the fire to elevate himself. When he lands at the palazzo and sneaks into the palazzo, avoiding detection, he sees Carlo has poisoned the Doge, and it's too late.
Stop! Signore, don't drink that!
You are too late. The Doge is dead.
What? Carlo?
Apologies, Signore. But you should have listened to me when you had the chance. Since you have failed, assassin.
Forgive me, Signore. I tried.
Why? What was it all for?
Assassino!
It takes one assassin to kill another, it seems.
We kill thinking it's best for us. Do we not, Messer Ezio?
I do this not for myself. Compio questo sacrificio per il bene superiore. Requiescat in pace.
But still kills Carlo. After he escapes and dives into the water, you can also get a key in this sequence. We return to Ezio, who's speaking with Leonardo, who asks him if he was the one who killed the Doge, and Ezio tells him no it wasn't, and asks if he can have a mask for the carnival to hide his face, and says that he needs to kill Marco Barbarigo, the new Doge. Ezio gives Leonardo a codex page, which builds him a hidden gun. After testing it, Leonardo tells him to go and speak with Sister Teodora. Ezio then heads to complete the last tomb in Italy. After he does this, he heads back to the sanctuary in Monte Regione to unlock the armor of Altair with all 6 seals he has collected.
Thank you, Altair, for this great gift. May it shield me from my enemies.
He also finds Antonio there. When he gets there, he speaks with Antonio, but they hear a scream of a courtesan. Ezio runs after the killer and from a distance takes him out with a hidden gun.
Carve up another one. Don't make me kill again!
Him, Antonio, and Teodoro work to the carnival to win Ezio a golden mask to enter the Doge's party so he can kill him. He must be victorious in all carnival games. First is to retrieve the most ribbons from all girls in the district. Second is to beat a course in a certain time. Third is to place and capture the flag. After this there is a fourth game where Ezio must fight several different guards. Dante Moro and Silvio Barbarigo cheat and get guards to try and kill Ezio, but they win the golden mask because they pay and bribe the carnival leader. When Ezio returns to Teodora, he tells her the bad news, and she says to steal it with help from her girls. He sneaks up on Dante and steals the mask, enters the Doge's party and waits for the right time to shoot Marco with his hidden gun.
City for it. Transitions of power are difficult for all, but we have weathered the shift with grace and tranquility. It is no... No. It's too soon. I'm not ready.
We rarely are. Che la morte non sia crudele. Requiescat in pace.
Now we return to Ezio. He is in 1486, and he gets a message telling him to meet Antonio, so he heads off to go and meet him. When he gets there, he introduces Ezio to Agostino Barbarigo.
I'd like to introduce you to an associate. This is Agostino Barbarigo, soon to be Doge of Venezia, thanks to you.
He is the brother of Marco Barbarigo, and Agostino was not a Templar. He encouraged the death of his brother. Ezio says that he would raise his own army and stand up against Silvio Barbarigo, his next target, who is also aided by Dante Moro. Antonio tells him to go seek out Bartolomeo di Alviano. When Ezio searches for him in L'Arsenal, he finds an injured guard who tells Ezio Bartolomeo has been captured and taken inside L'Arsenal. Ezio goes in for the rescue and finds him behind bars. He tries to rescue him and gets him out of the cage. They have to fight many guards and escape back to Bartolomeo's house where Bartolomeo is looking for Bianca.
Is everything alright?
What do you think? Look at this place. And poor Bianca. If something's happened to her... Aha!
His sword. Anyway, after that, Ezio has to rescue the other trapped men, which is a bit like the thieves one. Ezio then must return to Bartolomeo, where they can start the final act of the war against the Barbarigo. Ezio now has to lead the mercenaries around L'Arsenal, setting up points to take out the guards around the city. After this is done, Ezio heads to the top of the tallest tower and sets up a firework, which is the signal for the guards to strike. When he jumps down, he chases Silvio and Dante and takes them both out with his double hidden blades. And they say becoming the judge was just a distraction to go to Cyprus to find the Peace of Eden, and Ezio's work has just taken a very strange turn.
What's happened here? Why the boats? I thought you saw the Doge's seat.
Just a distraction. We were meant to sail.
Sail where?
I'll never tell.
Cyprus.
is their destination. They want...
Non temete l'oscurità. Accettate il suo abbraccio. Requiescant in pace.
When we return to Ezio, he's sitting on a bench, when Rosa interrupts and asks him what's the matter. He tells her it's his birthday. It's been over 10 years since he watched his father and brothers die.
10 years hunting the men responsible. So close to the end now, but no closer to understanding what any of it was for.
You may not see it, Ezio, but it's better here now because of the things you've done. Basta. Look here. I have a birthday present for you. It's L'Arsenale's shipping manifest. From the day the boat left.
The boat to Cyprus? You're serious?
And guess when it's scheduled to return? Tomorrow.
And Ezio and Rosa lean in and Leonardo comes along and Ezio gives him the most evil look ever.
Go on. Have fun, boys.
This better be good.
Oh, it is. It is. Walk with me. Stay close. These last 2 codex pages. I was studying the copies. I don't know why I never saw it before. But when put together, I realized the markings on the back clarify into words. Here. The Prophet will appear when the second piece is brought to the floating city.
Prophet? Only the Prophet may open it. 2 pieces of Eden.
What are you saying? Ezio, what is this?
We've known each other a long time, Leonardo. If I can't trust you, there is nobody. My uncle Mario spoke of it long ago. A prophecy hidden in the Codex, leading to an ancient vault that holds something very powerful.
Grandioso. But if you took these pages from the Barbarigo, then maybe they know about this vault too. That's not good.
Wait. What if that's why they sent the ship to Cyprus? To find this piece of Eden and bring it back to Venezia?
When the second piece is brought to the floating city,
the Prophet will appear. Only the Prophet can open the vault. My God! When my uncle told me about the Codex, I was too young, too brash to imagine it was anything but an old man's fantasy. But now I see. The killing of Mocenigo. Even the Medici. My father and brothers. It was all part of his plan. To find the vault. The Spaniard.
Rodrigo Borgia.
The boat from Cyprus arrives tomorrow. I plan to be there to meet it.
Good luck, my friend.
And with that, Ezio runs to find the boat, and when he gets there, he sees Uncle Mario. He must tail the courier with the apple until he gets to where the courier then puts down the apple. He then kills the courier and poses as him and takes the apple to Rodrigo Borgia. When he gets there, he kills the other guards and takes on Rodrigo with no avail.
For what's in this box? And look, there's nobody here.
You claim not to be a believer, and yet here you are. Don't you see him? The Prophet is already here. I am the Prophet. Now give me the apple.
Come and take it from me.
Then Mario appears to aid him, followed by La Volpe, Antonio and Bartolomeo, as they rush into battle to assist Ezio.
Uncle! Don't worry, Nipote. You are not alone.
Volpe? What are you doing here?
We could very well ask you the same thing.
Save your questions, brother. Don't let Borgia leave with that box.
Avanti!
So after fighting the Spaniard, he escapes, and Ezio goes to chase, but Mario tells him to stop. They have the apple. Then Paola and Teodora arrive. And well, I think this speaks for itself.
Paola?
He's gone, but we have what we came for.
No. I need to go after him.
Do you really now? Or are you here for another reason, my son?
Teodora? What? What are you all doing here?
Perhaps the same thing you are, Ezio. Hoping to see the Prophet appear.
I came here to kill the Spaniard. I couldn't care less about your Prophet. He never showed up.
No? But you did.
What?
A Prophet's arrival was foretold. And unbeknownst to us, here you are.
At this bit, I just sort of love how
Perhaps all
Machiavelli
along,
randomly
you were the
appears,
one
and
who
Ezio is like, who the hell are you?
Who are you?
Niccolò di Bernardo de Machiavelli. I am an assassin, trained in the ancient ways to safeguard mankind's evolution. Just like you, and each one of us here.
You are all assassins? Paola. Volpe.
It's true, Nipote. We have all been guiding you for years, teaching you the skills you would need to join our ranks. I think it's time.
We have our prize, but there is much to be done. Come, meet us here at sunset.
Ezio is now at the top of a tower for the assassin ceremony, where he becomes the real assassin.
These are the words spoken by our ancestors that lay at the heart of our creed.
Where other men blindly follow the truth, remember.
Nothing is true.
Where other men are limited by morality or law, remember.
Everything is permitted.
We work in the dark to serve the light. We are assassins.
Nothing is true. Everything is permitted.
It is time, Ezio. In this modern age, we are not so literal as our ancestors, but our seal is no less permanent. Are you ready to join us?
I am.
This only hurts for a while, brother. Like so many things.
Benvenuto, Ezio. You are one of us now. Come, we have much to do.
Now Desmond is pulled out of the anode because of the strange shock of having his finger burnt, but he's put straight back in because he insisted.
Are you okay? Do you want to stop?
No, I need to go back, right now.
When we return to Ezio, he's in Leonardo da Vinci's workshop in Venice, and they inspect the apple, and it shows symbols and things that would drive lesser men insane. Petruchio.
What does he do? I could no more explain this than explain to you why the Earth goes around the Sun.
You mean the Sun around the Earth?
It's fabricated with materials that shouldn't exist. And yet, this is clearly a very ancient artifact.
The Codex refers to it as a piece of Eden.
The Spaniard. He called it the apple.
Like Eve's apple, of forbidden knowledge. Are you then suggesting that this thing... This must never fall into the wrong hands. It would drive weaker minds insane.
No doubt the Spaniard will be relentless in his desire to gain it back.
Ezio, you must protect this with all the skills we have taught you.
Take it to Forli. The citadel is walled, protected by cannons, and our ally controls it.
Who is this ally?
Her name is Caterina Sforza.
You don't say. I think I may enjoy this mission. Thank you for everything, my oldest friend.
Leonardo, Ezio tells me you travel off into Milano. I have a grand villa in Toscana. You must come visit me there.
Anyway, he has to take it somewhere safe, and they tell him to take it to Caterina Sforza in Forli. And Ezio is quite pleased. When he gets to Forli and heads for Caterina with Machiavelli, they get ambushed by the Borgia. When they fight them off, they head into the city where Caterina's children have been taken. Ezio gives her the apple and goes to get her children back. Her son is at the top of a tower, held by one Orsini brother. The Orsini brothers are the ones that infiltrated Forli, under control of Roderigo Borgia.
Caterina was a fool to send you.
Or are you the fool, dying for a handful of change? Was it worth it?
More than you know.
The maestro gains his prize because of me.
Muori col tuo orgoglio, per quanto vale. Requiescat in pace.
And when he returns with the children, she tells him the apple has been taken. He then goes for the other Orsini brother and kills him to retrieve the apple. Before he can do anything, he stabs Ezio, and a monk with 9 fingers takes the apple and leaves.
Ha! Nice try!
So, you have your prize again.
Was it worth it? So much bloodshed.
A prize of such value. It will not remain yours for long.
We shall see. Le miserie nascono dall'avidità. Requiescat in pace. Don't. Who are you? Stop. Don't open it.
Then when he wakes up, suddenly he has a full-grown beard, somehow. Anyway, Caterina gives Ezio a map for all 30 codex pages scattered all over Italy. Then, heads to find the monk in the abbey, and chases a load of other monks and dives on him and questions him. This monk then tells him that he remembers a monk with 9 fingers, Fra Savonarola.
Please, no! I don't want to die!
I only kill those who kill others. And your brother Stefano was a killer. I'm sure you are no such thing. Now, listen to me. I'm looking for a black-robed monk who's missing a finger.
Missing a finger, you say? Do you mean like Fra Savonarola?
Savonarola? Who is this? You know him?
I did. He was one of us, for a time.
And then?
We suggested he retire to a hermitage for a good long time.
I'm afraid to say his retreat has come to an end. Where would he have gone?
Oh dear. Santo Spirito? In Firenze? It's where he studied. Perhaps it's where he would return.
I thank you. Go with God, brother.
Ezio makes haste for Firenze to stop this monk and recover the apple. When we return to Ezio, he arrives in Firenze, which has been taken over by the apple, which tells him that Savonarola must have been there. He meets with Machiavelli on a bridge and explains what happened. How can he stop Savonarola? Well, this is how. He has to take out all of Savonarola's 9 lieutenants, some controlled by the apple, some just a thought of power and money. Ezio takes them down one by one, without mercy, finally onto Savonarola. With the madness freed and the areas cleared, Ezio uses a throwing knife to take out the apple from the hand of Savonarola, and a guard picks it up and runs away. Ezio then chases after him and tackles him to the floor and retrieves the apple. The apple is now in Ezio's possession. The citizens then want to burn Savonarola, but Ezio kills him before he's burnt to stop his suffering.
It's you. I knew this day would come. Please, show mercy.
I have. Ma ora, che sia il tuo Dio a giudicarti. Requiescat in pace.
Silenzio! Silenzio!
He then has this speech. 22 years ago, I
stood where I
stand
stand now, and watched my loved ones die, betrayed by those I had called friends. Vengeance clouded my mind. It would have consumed me, were it not for the wisdom of a few strangers, who taught me to look past my instincts. They never preached answers,
guided me to learn from myself. We don't need anyone to tell us what to do. Not Savonarola, not the Medici. We are free to follow our own path. There are those who will take that freedom from us. Too many of you gladly give it. But it is our ability to choose whatever you think is true that makes us human. There is no book or teacher to give you the answers, to show you the path. Choose your own way. Do not follow me or anyone else.
He then walks off with Paola, La Volpe, Mario, and Machiavelli.
It is time, Uncle.
We rejoin Ezio in the villa with Mario and the others. With all the Codex pages and the apple in hand, they now have the location of the vault.
Of this prophecy and put a stop to whatever it is the Spaniard is plotting.
We should start by locating the vault. The Codex pages will lead us to it. Let's take a look. It is a map of the entire world, but there are lands shown here that do not exist.
Apparently they do exist. I imagine they've yet to be discovered. Or rediscovered.
How is this possible?
Perhaps the vault will hold the answer.
Do you see where it is, then?
No. It can't be. The vault. It looks like the vault is in Roma, then the Spaniard. This is why he became Pope.
Now I understand. It's not the vault alone he's gained access to, but the staff as well.
What stuff?
The Codex always spoke of two keys. Two pieces of Eden needed to open the vault. One is the apple.
And the other is the staff. The papal staff is the second piece of Eden.
For years, no, decades, we've sought these answers.
And now, at last, we have them.
But so too could the Spaniard. And if he does, if he finds a way into the vault, its contents will make the apple seem a trifling thing.
I must go to Roma and find the vault. What are the rest of you?
We'll do what we do best. Cause some trouble in the city, giving you the freedom to conduct your search.
Just let me know when you are ready, Nipote.
Ezio heads to Rome to kill Rodrigo Borgia, who is now the Pope of Italy. When they get there, he fights his way through the Vatican to reach Rodrigo.
Credo in unum Deum, Patrem omnipotentem, factorem celi et terrae, visibilium omnium et invisibilium, et in unum Dominum Jesum Christum, Filium Dei unigenitum, et ex Patre natum ante omnia saecula.
He goes to kill him, and then Rodrigo uses the papal staff, which is another piece of Eden. They then have an epic showdown. Ezio uses the apple to turn himself into 5 different Ezios, just like Al-Mualim did.
Not. I've waited too long. Lost too much. Requiescat in pace, you bastard.
I don't think so. No! is it you resist? I see. Kind of you to bring me the apple. Now give it here!
Vaya farti fottere.
Always the fighter, just like your father. Well, rejoice, my child, for you will see him again soon. You will give it to me.
As you wish.
Fascinating. An impressive power, this. But if you think it's going to save you, you've another thing coming. You will not stop me. No, you will not take this from me.
It's finished, Rodrigo. Lay down your arms, and I will make sure the end comes swiftly.
Really, Ezio? And would you give up so easily were it the other way around? Why don't we find out? At last. And now, to deal with you.
Ezio is then defeated and stabbed by Rodrigo in the stomach. When Ezio then regains consciousness, he looks for the entrance to the vault with his eagle vision. He finds a way into the vault, and then he sees Rodrigo.
Open, damn you! Open!
It's over, Rodrigo. No more tricks. No more ancient artifacts.
And now he is done. No more
weapons. Let us see what you are made of, old man.
All right then, if that's how you want to play it.
What do you even want with the vault, Rodrigo?
Don't you know what lies within? Or do you mean to tell me the great and powerful assassins didn't figure it out?
Figure what out?
God. It's God that dwells with...
You expect me to believe that God lives beneath Il Vaticano?
A more logical location than a kingdom in a cloud, don't you think? Surrounded by singing angels and cherubim. Makes for a lovely image. But the truth is far more interesting.
Let's say I was to believe you. What do you think he'll do when you open that door?
I don't care. It's not approval I'm after. Just power.
And you think he'll give it up?
Whatever lies beyond that wall won't be able to resist the staff and apple. They were made for felling gods.
God is meant to be all-knowing, all-powerful. You think a couple of ancient relics can harm him?
You know nothing, boy. You take your image of the creators from an ancient book. A book...
You are the Pope, and yet you dismiss the central text of your faith?
Are you so naive? I became Pope because it gave me access. It gave me power. Do you think I believe a single goddamn word of that ridiculous book? It's all lies and superstition, just like every other religious tract written over the past 10,000 years.
So he fights Rodrigo fists only and wins, strangles him, but is not killing him. Killing him will not bring his family back.
You can't! You can't! It's my destiny! Mine! I am the prophet!
You never were.
Get it over with, then.
No. Killing you won't bring my family back. I'm done. Nulla è reale. Tutto è lecito. Requiescat in pace.
Now, he combines the apple with the staff and opens the door to the vault, which reveals Minerva, who has a message for Desmond Miles.
Greetings, Prophet. It is good you have come. Let us see it, to give thanks. We must speak.
Who are you?
Many names. When I died, it was Minerva. Before that, Merva and Mera. And on and on. The others, too. Juno, who was before called Uni. Jupiter, who was before called Tinia.
Gods.
No, not gods. We simply came before. Even when we walked the world, your kind struggled to understand our existence. We were more advanced in time. Your minds were not yet ready. Still not. Maybe never. No matter. You may not comprehend us, but you will comprehend our warning. You must.
None of what you are saying makes sense.
Our words are not meant for you.
What are you talking about? There's no one else here.
Enough.
This message is about the end of the world, and asks him that he has to find all the temples to save everyone. Minerva is one of the people who came before the first civilization, which was destroyed due to a flip of the geomagnetic poles, causing a geomagnetic reversal, which ended their world. And Minerva tells Desmond there is a second round.
It is done. The message is delivered. We are gone now from this world. All of us. We can do no more. The rest is up to you, Desmond.
What? Who is Desmond? I don't understand. Please, wait. I have so many questions.
Then Desmond says what everybody's thinking.
What the fuck?
He's then pulled out of the Animus during the credits, as Abstergo have found them and they have to escape. Lucy throws Desmond Ezio's hidden blade, and wherever the hell she found that, we will never know. But they go downstairs and dispatch all of Vidic's men and escape and get to the truck.
Sean, I need you and Rebecca to get everything in here packed up and loaded into the truck. You and I'll deal with the Templars.
What, they're here? It was only a matter of time before they discovered us. To be honest, I'm surprised it took them as long as it did.
Let's go.
So, what's the plan? We ditch this place, and then what?
There's another safe house. We've got company. The truck's just up ahead.
Mr. Miles, this is an unexpected
unexpectedly pleasant turn of events. And here I thought I'd have to waste more men on you. Kind of you to save me the trouble.
What do you want, Vidic?
For you to come home. We miss you terribly. There's still so much work for us to do together.
It's not happening, Warren.
You continue to disappoint in every conceivable way, Miss Stillman. I saved your life once. Do you remember? And this is how you repay me?
You saved me so you could keep experimenting on people, destroying their lives. And for what?
Oh, this tired argument again. As I recall, you were there, at my side, every step of the way. Their blood is on your hands just as much as mine.
You need to stop him.
I'm on it.
What were you thinking, Miss Stillman? You can't hide from us.
Uh-oh, Doc. Looks like it's just you and me now.
Enjoy your victory, Mr. Miles. Temporary as it is.
Desmond, we have to go!
There you are. Come on. Help Lucy into the van. Hurry, Desmond. We need to go.
You'll have your turn, Desmond. Warren's gonna get what he deserves. I promise.
So what now? Where are we headed?
There's a cabin up north. We should be safe there. At least for a little while. I have to analyze those tapes from your session. Figure out what's happening.
And then what?
Here we go. I've got you all hooked up. Got a long drive ahead of us. Figured you might want to play around with the Animus on the way.
Alright, but I got some questions first. I mean, what the hell was that in the vault?
What you saw proves everything I was afraid of. The Templars aren't our biggest threat. Not by a long shot.
So what, the sun is? What's it gonna do? Cook the Earth?
I doubt it, but I don't know. There's been some speculation that the Earth's magnetic field is weakening. A sufficiently strong flare could flip the poles and cause a geomagnetic reversal. It's all theoretical, but if it happens, the planet could become geologically unstable. Very unstable.
It's meant to be the stuff of pseudoscience, but clearly something catastrophic happened to the people of the first civilization. And that woman, what was her name? Minerva, was it? She seemed to think we were due for a second round.
So either way, we're fucked.
I don't know yet. We'll keep reviewing the tapes. And you can keep digging through your memories. Maybe there's more to discover.
Alright. Guess I better get started.
Lucy explains what Minerva's talking about. That is probably one of the most epic scenes that I've ever heard, and this is where Desmond's journey really picks up.